My dear children, today I come to you as the voice that never stops whispering love, hope, and redemption. I want you to hear these words with an open heart, for they are not just words. They carry the power to change your life, to transform your pain into testimonies, your battles into victories. It is not by chance that you are here now. Every step, every tear, every prayer has brought you to this moment. Hear me. Your case is closed now. I, who knows every detail of your story, affirm with all authority, the solution has already been released. You have been carrying burdens that do not belong to you, worries that I have asked you to hand over to me. So many times you said, I can't take it anymore. But look, you are here. This is because even on the darkest days, I was holding you up. The pain that seemed unbearable was being shaped to become something much greater, a testimony of overcoming. God does not allow a struggle without purpose, and the purpose for your life is greater than you can imagine. Remember what I said in Matthew 11:28. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. This is not just a promise, it is a call to trust. The rest I offer is not temporary like the world gives, but eternal and transformative. Today, surrender your worries, your fears, and your doubts. Do not let these things steal the blessing that is already on its way. I know that many times silence seems like a harsh response, but I want you to understand something. Silence is never absence. I work in silence. When you think nothing is happening, it is precisely when I am moving the invisible mountains in your life. You may not see with your natural eyes, but my spirit is working in your family, in your health, in your finances. Trust, for the end has already been written, and it is good. You may ask, Lord, why has it taken so long? But I tell you, there is never a delay in the plans of the Father. There is a right time for everything, a time that is perfect. If I had given you what you asked for at the wrong moment, perhaps you would not have been ready to receive it. Now the time has come. Listen, your case is closed now. The chains that held your soul are broken. The sickness, the anguish, and the scarcity no longer have dominion over you. Do not let the distractions of this life harden your hearts. Like in the days of Noah, many did not heed the warnings and lost the chance to live the promise. Today, with love, I warn you, listen to my voice. I am calling you to a path of faith and obedience. It is not hard, for I will walk alongside you. I will always be there, carrying your burdens, drying your tears, celebrating your victories. Now do something for me. Demonstrating faith is more than believing. It is acting with confidence in what you believe. Declare right now, God reigns in me. Do not be afraid to proclaim this with conviction. Write it, declare it, live this truth. When you acknowledge the power of God in your life, the heavens move in your favor. If you believe in the transformative power of the words God has for your life, click like on this video. Show that your faith and love for God reign in your heart. More than that, share this moment with others. You could be the bridge that leads someone to victory, healing, redemption. Children, there is so much I want to give you, but there is something I ask in return. Trust. Trust in what I say to you today. What seemed impossible is now just a testimony waiting to be told. Stand up, lift your head, for what was once tears will now be laughter. What was once pain will now be joy. What once seemed lost will now be restored. I love you. I have always loved you, and there is nothing that can separate you from my love. Go in peace and live as children of the Most High, for that is why you were born. Children, I know your pains. I know the weight you carry on your shoulders and the sleepless nights when you wonder if there will ever be an end to so much suffering. I know the questions that echo in your hearts. Why did this happen to me? Why does it seem that things never change? Does God see me? I want you to know that every tear that has fallen has been counted. None of them has been in vain. There is not a moment when I am not by your side, even when everything seems lost. The difficulties of life sometimes feel like waves trying to drag us under. They come with force, destabilizing, trying to steal hope. But I tell you, what is being shaken is not you, but that which does not belong to the promise I have for your life. Each tribulation is clearing the ground, removing what does not serve, making way for what truly matters. You are not what pain tried to define. You are so much more than that. The anxiety that tightens your chest and the thoughts that keep you from resting do not have the final word. Yes, I know how hard you have fought against these feelings, trying to find peace amid chaos. I want you to know there is a place where your mind finds rest and your heart finds relief. It is not in the solution you imagine, but in the simple act of trust. Handing over your worries is not a sign of weakness. It is the greatest demonstration of strength because it is in that moment that you recognize you are not alone. You have never been alone. I also see those who are facing challenges that seem insurmountable. Illnesses that weaken the body, broken relationships, needs that have gone unmet. I know how physical or emotional pain can drain your strength, and I understand how, in such moments, hope can seem like a very fragile thread. But even when your strength is exhausted, my strength is made manifest. What seems impossible to man is just the beginning of a miracle for me. There are moments when waiting becomes the greatest battle. You pray, you believe, but silence seems to be the only response. During this time, I want you to remember that silence is not the end. When you do not see what is happening, I am already at work. I am aligning the pieces of the puzzle, preparing the way for something greater than you can imagine. My action is not limited to what you see. It surpasses what you can comprehend. Trust in the invisible, for it is there that the greatest miracles happen. I know fear has spoken loudly in some areas of your lives. It whispers lies saying that you won't succeed, that you are not worthy of victory, that everything is lost. But those voices have no power over you. I have already conquered fear. I have conquered death. I have conquered the world. And because I have conquered, you will also overcome. I will not allow fear to define who you are. It has no place in the life of one who has been called to live in freedom and abundance. For those who are struggling with loneliness, hear this. You have not been forgotten. The emptiness you feel is not a reflection of who you are, but an opportunity for you to experience something deeper. In the midst of solitude, there is a constant presence that never abandons you. I am with you in every moment of silence, in every space between the unspoken words. You are never truly alone because my presence envelops you in a way that no human absence can fill. There is a promise over your life, and it will not be frustrated. Even when it seems like everything is going in the opposite direction, trust in the purpose that has been designed for you. Every curve, every detour, is part of the path that will lead you to your final destination. Sometimes the answers you seek do not come in the form you imagine, but in the way you need. I do not ignore your prayers. On the contrary, I am responding in ways you may not yet see. Know that your strength does not have to come from within yourself. I do not expect you to face battles with all you have. Rather, I want you to understand that it is I who fights for you. Victory does not depend on how much you can endure, but on who is beside you holding your hands. Every battle won will be a living testimony that there are no limits to what I can do in your life. To those carrying the burdens of the past, know that nothing that happened before can define the future I have prepared for you. You are not prisoners of the choices you've made or the circumstances you've faced. I am the one who makes all things new. The forgiveness I offer not only erases the past but builds a hopeful future. Release the weight of guilt, for it no longer belongs to you. Listen carefully. You are precious. No matter what the world has told you, no matter what circumstances have led you to believe, your life holds invaluable worth. I created you to live in fullness, to experience the joy, love, and peace that come from being connected to me. Do not allow hardships to steal your vision of what I have in store for you. There is a light already shining on your path, even if you cannot yet see it. This light will guide you, strengthen you, and show you that there is no darkness I cannot dispel. Trust, follow, and continue. Your story does not end here. It is only just beginning. I know the weight of the promises that have yet to be fulfilled. I understand how difficult it is to wait when everything around you seems to suggest that victory is far away. You look to the sides and compare yourself to others who seem to be moving forward while you remain still. This feeling of delay, of thinking your turn will never come, consumes your joy and clouds your vision. But I want you to know that the plans I have for you are not small. They are not fragile. They are being carefully crafted, and nothing will be able to stop them from coming to pass. I know you have been struggling against doubts. They arise like storms, trying to question everything you believe. But let me remind you that doubt is not a sign of weakness. It is simply a reflection of your humanity. You do not need to have all the answers right now. All I ask is that you trust that the path ahead has already been prepared. When doubts arise, remember that I am the rock on which you can lean, firm and unshakable. The opposing winds you have faced did not come to destroy you, but to strengthen you. Every difficulty, every challenge is an opportunity for you to see my hand at work in your life. When you feel weak, remember that it is in that moment that my strength is perfected. There is no battle I cannot win, and because I am with you, there is no battle you cannot overcome. There are those who have faced closed doors, blocked paths, plans that always seem to be postponed. This can bring feelings of rejection, as if you are not good enough or as if something is missing. But hear this. The doors that have closed were not the end of the road. They were redirections. There is no rejection in my will, only protection and preparation. When I open the right door, you will understand why others had to be closed. I know that emotional pain can be as deep as any physical wound. There are invisible scars on your soul, caused by losses, disappointments, betrayals. These scars may scream that you will never be whole again, but I want you to know that nothing is beyond my reach. Every broken piece of your life can be restored. What seemed destroyed can be renewed. My love is the remedy that heals wounds time cannot erase. To those facing struggles in your family, do not give up. I see the conflicts, the misunderstandings, the hurtful words, and the silences that have driven you apart. I see the tears you have shed in secret, wishing for everything to be different. Believe that there is still hope. What is fragmented can be rebuilt, no matter how distant reconciliation may seem. I can bring unity. Where there is love, there is always a chance to start anew. If you are facing loss, whether of a loved one, an opportunity, or a dream, know that grief is not the end of your story. I do not ignore your pain, but I want you to see that even in loss, there is a promise of something new. Your life is not tied to what has been lost. There is a new chapter waiting to be written, and I am here to help you turn the page. For those who feel that provision is lacking, that daily needs are a constant burden, I want you to know that I will not leave you helpless. Each day brings with it my faithfulness. Even when resources seem insufficient, I am enough. Trust that provision will come, perhaps in ways you do not expect, but always at the right time. If you carry the weight of a past mistake, listen closely. I do not see you for what you have done, but for who you are. Nothing you have done is greater than the love I have for you. No matter how far you feel you have strayed, I am always ready to welcome you back. Leave the past where it belongs and start anew. I make all things new, and that includes you. Your battle may seem endless, but it is not without purpose. Every difficult moment is building something within you, something you may not yet see, but that will be revealed in due time. The strength you are developing now will be the foundation for the victories to come, and the lessons learned on this journey will be like lights guiding others who are facing their own struggles. Remember that the storm does not last forever. The sun always returns, even if it seems distant right now. Soon you will see that what felt like an endless night was just a preparation for a glorious dawn. Every tear you have shed, every moment of despair is being transformed into something beautiful. Trust that there is a purpose for every moment of your journey. My promise to you is life, fullness, abundance. I'm not saying there won't be challenges, but I am saying that you will never face anything alone. Every step you take is watched with love. Every stumble is embraced with grace, and every victory is celebrated with joy. You are precious, important, and loved. Don't let difficulties make you forget this. No matter how big the challenge in front of you may seem, remember that it is not greater than the power that stands by your side. You are not fighting alone. I am here, and I am for you. What seemed impossible will be transformed. Believe your case is closed and victory is already yours. What once felt like an unbearable burden will now become the testimony you share with joy. This is the promise. There is a solution, there is hope, and there is an abundant life waiting for you. Don't stop. Don't give up. I am with you, and together we will reach what is reserved for you. Your future is bright, and your story still has many chapters of glory to come. I know how the difficult days can weigh heavy, turning every step into an effort and every thought into a battleground. I understand that many times you look around and wonder where the relief is, where the solution lies. Discouragement tries to whisper that it isn't worth it to continue, that the struggles are too great. and that dreams seem further away than ever. But I want you to understand something profound. The greatest transformations happen in moments when you feel you can't go on. It is in those moments that my strength becomes your strength, that my presence surrounds you and renews what seemed lost. I know some of you are struggling with feelings of inadequacy. This can come as a shadow that follows every thought, reminding you of mistakes, failures, and missed opportunities. But I want you to know that you have never been defined by your mistakes. Your identity is not built on what has failed, but on what is yet to come. Every mistake is a lesson, not a sentence. I do not see you as imperfect. I see you as loved, as precious, as key pieces in a plan greater than you can imagine. There are also those facing financial challenges, the weight of overdue bills, the fear of not knowing how next month will unfold, the feeling of helplessness in meeting your family's needs. I hear your prayers and see your silent struggles, those you can't even share with anyone. I want you to know that I am the God of provision, and what seems little today is just the beginning of what will be multiplied. Trust that sustenance will come. I will never let you lack what you truly need, and in due time what seems impossible will become a reality. If your struggle has been emotional, with confused thoughts and feelings of incapacity, I want you to hear this. Your mind is a precious field, and I care for it with love. The thoughts that try to steal your peace have no power over you. I am the peace that surpasses all understanding, and even on days when you feel you've lost control, I am taking care of you. Don't fight alone. Allow me to renew your mind and bring clarity where there is confusion. Many of you are waiting for changes in situations that seem frozen in time. It could be a promise that has yet to be fulfilled, a dream that hasn't materialized, or a pain that has not yet been resolved. I want you to know that periods of waiting are not periods of abandonment. While you wait, I am working. While you pray, I am moving. What seems still is merely being adjusted so that when the moment arrives, everything will align perfectly. Don't confuse my timing with delay. I never fail. I know there are broken hearts carrying scars of rejection, words spoken in the past, relationships that didn't work out, people who should have stayed but chose to leave. I know how much this hurts. I know how it feels like these wounds will never heal. But I want you to know that no heart is so broken that I cannot restore it. Where there is pain, I plant healing. Where there is rejection, I bring acceptance. Don't let the actions of others define how loved you are. I am the living proof that you have infinite worth. For those facing the loss of loved ones, listen closely. The longing is a weight that feels crushing, especially on days when the absence is most felt. But I want you to remember that life does not end with death. I know the pain of separation, and yet I offer comfort and hope. One day all will be restored, and you will see that the distance that today seems insurmountable will be replaced by eternal communion. Until then, I am the strength that sustains you. There are those carrying forgotten dreams. You started with so much enthusiasm, believing it was possible, but circumstances made you give up, putting those dreams away in a drawer and letting time pass. I want you to know that the dreams I placed in your heart have not been forgotten. They are still alive, and in due time I will bring them back to light. Don't give up on what I have planted in you. What seems to have died is merely a seed waiting for the right season to bloom. I also hear the cry of those who feel wronged. Perhaps something was taken from you, or your honesty went unrecognized. I know how injustice wounds the heart, how it makes it seem like right never prevails. But I want you to trust that justice belongs to me, and I take care of every detail. Nothing escapes my gaze. Your integrity will be rewarded, and your story will be marked by my faithfulness. If you are facing fear, I want you to know that fear was never meant to control your life. It is a shadow that dissolves in the light of my presence. I am greater than anything you fear, and no matter the size of the giant before you, I will defeat it for you. Do not be afraid. Trust in the love I have for you, for it is enough to drive away any darkness. Your struggle will not be eternal. The pain you feel now is being transformed into strength, resilience, and purpose. Every tear is being used to nourish something new that is growing within you. Nothing will be wasted. Your story is being written by an author who never makes mistakes, and each chapter to come is more glorious than the last. You are loved, cared for, and never alone. Believe that the best is yet to come, and I will be with you every step of the way. I know how the wounds of life leave deep marks on the soul, making it hard to believe that better days will come. You may be carrying invisible weights, those that don't show to others but consume your strength from within. Perhaps it's regret for wrong choices or the pain of a missed opportunity. Listen to me. These marks do not define who you are. They are merely reminders of battles that were not fought in vain. Each of them is part of a bigger story that is still being written, and the conclusion of this story will be one of victory. Shame is one of the heaviest emotions to bear. It whispers that you are unworthy, that there is no redemption for what has happened, but there is no mistake or situation greater than the love I have for you. I don't want you to live shackled by these invisible chains. The freedom I offer is real, a freedom that liberates not just actions, but also thoughts and emotions. You are not defined by your mistakes, but by the purpose for which you were created. Every step towards me is a step away from shame. If relationships have been a source of pain, know that I see every tear shed in secret. I see the moments when you try to fix something that seems too broken to restore. I see your struggle for love, for understanding, for connection. I want you to know that no relationship is beyond the reach of restoration. But this restoration begins within you, at the moment you hand over the broken pieces to me, allowing me to bring healing, peace, and direction. There are times when exhaustion feels overwhelming. It's not just physical fatigue, but that which comes from the soul, from so many battles fought and disappointments faced. I know that sometimes it feels easier to give up, but I want you to understand that there is a strength within you greater than you can imagine. This strength doesn't stem from your circumstances, but from who you are at your core. I am here to renew your strength to carry the weight you can no longer bear alone. When you feel there is nothing left to do, that is when I can begin to act. Some of you have struggled with isolation. It's not just being alone, it's feeling that no one understands, that no one truly sees what lies within your heart. This feeling of invisibility can be overwhelming, but I want you to know that you have never been beyond my reach. I see you. I see your struggles, your efforts, your doubts. I see every thought you keep to yourself, and in each one, I am present, offering a connection that goes beyond words, a love that fills even the emptiest spaces. There are those who feel their lives are stuck in a cycle, as if nothing is truly moving forward. You try, you strive, but it seems you always return to the same point. This feeling of stagnation can be discouraging, but I want you to realize that visible movement isn't always what matters. Often, it is during periods of apparent stagnation that the greatest transformations occur. Roots grow deeper in the ground before fruits appear. Trust that, even if you don't see progress, it is happening. If the circumstances around you have been like storms that never cease, know that storms do not last forever. They come with force, but they also pass, leaving behind fertile ground for something new to grow. The storm you are facing now did not come to destroy you, but to prepare you. I see beyond the clouds, I see the rainbow that will come afterward, and I am with you in every moment, even when everything seems dark. Those who are facing doubts about their purpose or direction need to know that every life has meaning, and yours is no exception. Perhaps you are wondering why you are here, what the reason is for everything you face. I want you to know that you are not here by chance. Every talent, every experience, every challenge is being used to shape something greater. Even if you cannot yet see the big picture, trust that your purpose is being revealed little by little with each step. If the past still weighs heavily on you, with memories that seem hard to erase, know that you do not have to live shackled to those recollections. I do not see you for what happened before, but for what you can still become. The future is a blank canvas, and together we can write a new story, one of redemption, of overcoming, of new beginnings. Do not let the shadows of the past steal the light of what is to come. For those who feel directionless, as if you are wandering aimlessly, know that the path is not lost. I am the guide that never fails, and even when you don't know where to go, I am here to lead you. Every step you take, even when it feels uncertain, brings you closer to the destination I have prepared. Trust the journey, even when the way is unclear. Your life is not a mistake. Every day you wake up is proof that there is still something grand to be lived. The pains you feel, the challenges you face, these are all part of a larger story that will culminate in glory. Do not let the circumstances around you steal the joy of what is still to come. I am with you in every battle, every moment of doubt, every tear. I see the dreams you have tucked away in the depths of your heart, the ones you no longer dare to mention because time or circumstances have made you believe they are impossible. Perhaps you have given up on dreaming because disappointments have turned desires into painful wounds that refuse to heal. But I want you to know that these dreams still hold value. They have not been forgotten, even if it seems late, even if circumstances say otherwise. I have the power to resurrect what seemed dead and to bring to life what seemed lost. Often, you face closed doors, situations slipping through your fingers, and a feeling of helplessness takes over. I know this can make you feel small or incapable, but I want you to understand that the doors I close are not rejections but redirections. When one path is blocked, it's because something greater is prepared for you. Do not despair over the no's that life offers, for each one is shaping the yes that is to come. What is meant for you will come at the right time and will be exactly what you need. Fear is a persistent visitor. It approaches in moments of uncertainty, on days when everything feels fragile and unclear. It whispers that you won't succeed, that you are alone, that the future is dark. But fear is not the truth. It is a shadow that only seems large because it is close, but I am the light that dispels it. No matter how frightening the moment may seem, I am with you. Fear may shout, but my voice is louder, and it tells you that you are capable, that you are strong, that you are loved. Have you ever felt trapped as if the invisible chains of the past were preventing you from moving forward? These chains may be made of guilt, regret, words left unspoken, or mistakes you wish you could correct. But I want you to know that these chains have no power over you. They only exist because you still carry them, but I am here to set you free. The past has no right to define your present or limit your future. The freedom I offer is real, and it is within your reach. If you have been facing struggles within yourself, like a battle between who you believe you are and who you wish to be, know that this struggle is not in vain. What you feel as internal conflict is, in fact, the process of transformation. It is the work I am doing within you, shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for something greater. Do not resist the change that is happening. It may be uncomfortable, but it is leading you to a place of growth and fulfillment. The pain of rejection is one of the hardest to endure. When someone who should love you chooses to leave, or when the acceptance you seek never arrives, it can feel unbearable. But I want you to know that your identity is not tied to the opinions of others. You are not less because someone failed to see your worth. The love I have for you is unwavering and complete, and in it, you can find the security that no human can offer. You do not need to seek approval where it will never come, because you are already accepted, already loved just as you are. Some struggles are silent. No one sees what you face every day. No one knows the weight you carry. Sometimes, silence is chosen because words seem insufficient to describe what you feel. But I see, I hear even the cries you cannot express. And it is in that silence that my presence becomes even more evident. You do not need to say anything. Just know that I am with you, working even in the areas you cannot articulate. When resources seem insufficient and needs outweigh what you have, it can bring a sense of despair. I want you to know that my provision is infinite. Even when you feel there are no more options, I can open paths where there is no road. Do not cling to what your eyes can see, for my action goes beyond what is visible. Trust that each of your needs will be met in the right time and measure. Loneliness can be a constant shadow. Even surrounded by people, the emptiness inside you seems unfillable. I want you to know that this space is not a mistake, nor a punishment. It is an invitation for you to experience a deeper connection with me. There is no emptiness I cannot fill, no space within you that cannot be touched by my love. What you feel as loneliness is in fact a reminder that I am here, waiting to be your most faithful companion. If you feel you have lost something that can never be restored, I want you to know that there is always a new beginning. What has been lost may seem irreplaceable, but I am the God of new beginnings, of unexpected opportunities, of fresh starts that surpass any ending you have experienced. The end of something is never the end of the story. There is always more, always something greater and more beautiful reserved for you. Believe that your life is being built on a solid foundation, even if you cannot yet see the complete structure. Each challenge is like a brick carefully placed, each tear like the mortar that strengthens the walls. I will not let anything in your life be in vain. Everything is being used to create something you never imagined, something that will glorify my name and bring joy to your heart. Believe that you are loved, cared for, and that nothing can separate you from me. Even on the hardest days, even in the most intense struggles, my presence is constant. I am the one who never abandons you, who always sees your worth, and who is building within you a story of hope and redemption. You are not alone. You never have been, and you never will be. I see the effort you are making to stay strong, even when everything seems to be collapsing. I know how hard it is to rise each morning carrying an invisible weight that few understand. This daily struggle may seem endless, as if each step requires more strength than you feel you have. But I want you to know that every small victory, every moment you choose to continue, even without seeing the light, is building something within you. The resilience you have shown is not in vain. It is preparing you for a future of fulfillment and purpose. The disappointments you have faced have not gone unnoticed. I have seen every time you placed your trust in something or someone and were let down. I know this has brought doubts, and sometimes you question why these situations happened. But I want you to understand that not every closed door is an end, nor is every loss final. Often, the rejection you faced was protection from something you could not see. I care for you even when it seems you are alone, and every disappointment is paving the way for something greater and better. There are moments when physical or emotional pain feels unbearable. The body may be weary, the mind overloaded, and the heart broken. In those hours, it feels like strength is depleted, like there is nothing more to do. But I want you to understand that your weakness is not an obstacle for me. On the contrary, it is in your weakness that my strength is made manifest. When you feel you have reached your limit, that is when I can begin to work more deeply. Trust that I am the one who renews, restores, and brings life where there was only weariness. The promises that have yet to be fulfilled can be a constant source of frustration. You look at what you dreamed of, at what you hoped for, and it seems that everything is distant. This feeling that time is passing, but answers are not coming, can steal your joy and make you question if it is worth the wait. I want you to know that each promise has a perfect timing. It is not in your time nor in the time of others, but in the exact moment when it will bring the most blessing to your life. Trust that I do not forget anything I promised you. If the burden of responsibilities feels too heavy, know that you do not have to carry it alone. Often you try to solve everything on your own, believing you need to be strong all the time, that you cannot let your weaknesses show. But I did not call you to carry weights that are not yours. I am here to share the load, to lighten the burden, to bring rest. Allow me to take what has robbed your peace and transform your exhaustion into renewal. If financial challenges have been a source of worry, I want you to know that sustenance will come. I see your needs, each one of them. I know how difficult it is to face days when it seems that what you have is not enough. But trust that provision will come not just from what you can do, but from what I can do for you. I open paths where there seems to be none, bring resources from unexpected places, and do what seems impossible. Your part is to trust and to keep going, even when the situation seems hopeless. To those who have faced broken relationships, there is hope. The ties that seem to have frayed, the walls that have been built between you and those you love, all of this can be restored. Where there is love, there is always a possibility for reconciliation. I see the hearts that need healing. I see the words that need to be spoken, and I am working on every detail. Even if it seems impossible right now, trust that healing is on its way. Do not lose hope in what can be rebuilt. If your heart is filled with longing for someone who has departed, I want you to know that I do not ignore your pain. The emptiness that remains is real, and I understand how much it hurts. But I want you to find comfort in the fact that this longing is proof of the love that once existed, and love is never truly lost. It continues to live on, in a way that you may not yet be able to perceive. I am with you, helping to transform the pain of absence into a strength that will carry you forward. If you feel like your life is a constant battle, as if there is no respite, remember that no battle lasts forever. I am fighting alongside you, even when you feel all alone. Every struggle has a purpose and every victory will be celebrated. The battles you face now are preparing you for greater achievements. Don't give up halfway. What lies ahead will be greater than you can imagine. Looking towards the future, I know there are doubts, fears, and uncertainties, but I want you to know that your future is secure. It is not a matter of chance, nor is it in the hands of fate, but in my hands. Every detail has already been planned. Every step has been taken care of. All you need to do is trust and move forward, one day at a time. I am with you in every moment, and what I have prepared for your life is greater than any pain or difficulty you have faced so far. Nothing you have experienced will be wasted. Every pain, every tear, every struggle is being transformed into something beautiful. What seemed like an end is, in fact, a new beginning. Trust that your story is being written with purpose, with love, with redemption. I am with you, now and always. I know that in many moments doubts take hold of the heart, and silence seems to be the only answer you find. This emptiness can bring a sense of abandonment, but I want you to understand that silence does not mean absence. There is a profound work happening in the quiet, an invisible movement that transforms everything around you. What now seems like an endless wait is, in fact, a time of preparation. Your faith is being refined, your strength is being renewed, and your heart is being aligned with something much greater than you can imagine. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing. Faced with important decisions, unexpected changes, or uncertain paths, you may feel that you are not ready. But I want you to know that even when everything around you seems unstable, there is an unshakable foundation you can trust. I am the one who guides your steps, who lights the way, even when it seems hidden. Do not be afraid to move forward. Every step you take, even amid uncertainty, is bringing you closer to the purpose that has been prepared for your life. If challenges have left you exhausted, as if every effort is insufficient, know that I do not expect you to fight alone. I do not ask that you be strong all the time, or that you carry burdens that were not meant for you. I am here to lighten the load, to carry alongside you what seems too heavy. When you feel you have no strength left, it is in that moment that I can act most powerfully. Your weakness is not an obstacle, but an opportunity for you to experience my strength. The doors that close often seem definitive, as if they mark the end of a path. This can bring frustration, sadness, and even anger. But I want you to see these doors not as the end of an opportunity, but as a necessary detour to something greater. Not every door is meant to be crossed, and not every path is the best for you. Trust that every door that closes is redirecting you to something more meaningful, more aligned with what has been planned for your life. The weight of regret can be overwhelming. Perhaps you look back and see choices you wish you could change, words you wish you hadn't spoken, or moments you wish you could relive. But I want you to know that the past does not have to be a burden. It can be a lesson, a starting point for something new. There is no mistake that cannot be transformed, no situation that cannot be redeemed. Surrender to me what holds you back, and I will turn pain into purpose and regret into a new beginning. Now is the time for transformation. What seemed lost is being renewed. What seemed broken is being restored. God is calling you to a deeper relationship, to a life full of purpose, faith, and hope. Allow this message to touch your heart and inspire true change. Do not put off what can transform your life now. Subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share this message so that more people can know the power of God's love. Together, we can spread light and hope to the world.